What if I told you that one single movie completely redefined the Marvel Cinematic Universe? No, I'm not talking about Avengers Endgame. I'm not even talking about the first Iron Man, the movie that truly changed everything. That ripped up the rulebook and set the stage for the entire multiverse saga. Was released way back in 2014, and it was a film nobody expected to succeed. That's right, I'm talking about Captain America, the Winter Soldier. Now, you might be thinking, Winter Soldier? Really? It was a great action movie, but changed the MCU forever. And I get it. On the surface, it's a spy thriller. It's Captain America punching bad guys and dealing with his long-lost best friend. But if you look just a little bit deeper, you seldom see that this movie was the Trojan horse that completely dismantled the world we thought we knew. Let's rewind to Phase 1. We had origin stories. Iron Man, Thor, Captain America. The world was relatively simple. Good guys, bad guys, and a big alien invasion that brought them all together. S.H.I.E.L.D., led by the unflappable Nick Fury, was the glue holding it all together. They were the ultimate good guys, the protectors of Earth, the organization we trusted implicitly. Every movie, every post-credit scene reinforced this idea. S.H.I.E.L.D. was the constant. And then the Winter Soldier happened. In the span of 2 hours, the film takes our most trusted institution and reveals it's been rotten from the inside out for 70 years. Suddenly, the Avengers had no institutional backing. It laid the groundwork for the conflict in Age of Ultron. But the film's influence goes even deeper. It fundamentally changed the tone of the MCU. The Russo brothers, who directed the film, brought a gritty, grounded realism to the universe. They showed us that the world of superheroes had real political consequences, that it was a messy, morally gray place. This wasn't just about super suits and magic hammers anymore. It was about espionage, political assassinations, and the nature of freedom versus security. This tonal shift opened the door for more complex storytelling. It proved that an MCU movie could be a specific genre piece, in this case, a 70s conspiracy thriller, and still fit within the larger universe. Without the success of Winter Soldier, would we have gotten the heist comedy of Ant-Man, the cosmic opera of Guardians of the Galaxy, or the horror-tinged weirdness of Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness? The Winter Soldier proved the formula. Could be bent, twisted, and even broken, and audiences would still show up. It gave Marvel Studios the confidence to take risks. And let's talk about the characters. This movie is where Steve Rogers truly became the heart of the MCU. He wasn't just a man out of time anymore. He was a man of unwavering principle in a world that had lost its way. His line, "This isn't freedom. This is fear," is the thesis statement for his entire character arc. He stands against his own government, against the entire intelligence apparatus of the world, because it's the right thing to do. He chooses people over institutions. This was the Captain America who would later stand against Tony Stark and United Nations, and eventually against Thanos himself. It also introduced us to Sam Wilson, the Falcon, who would go on to become the next Captain America. Their friendship, forged in trust when Steve had no one else to turn to, became a cornerstone of the franchise. And of course, there's Bucky Barnes, the Winter Soldier. He wasn't just a villain of the week. He was a tragic figure, a ghost from Steve's past, and his journey of redemption became one of the most compelling long-form stories in the entire saga. The hunt for Bucky, the struggle to save him, drives so much of Steve's motivation through Civil War and beyond. Even the action was revolutionary for the MCU. The fight choreography was brutal, visceral, and practical. Think about that elevator fight scene. It's not about CGI monsters. It's about raw, close-quarters combat. Cap fighting Bucky on the highway, with the knife flips and the sheer physicality of it all, it set a new standard for action in the MCU that other films would try to replicate for years to come. So, when you look at the big picture, the fall of S.H.I.E.L.D. was the domino that set everything in motion. It destabilized the world, fractured the Avengers, deepened the characters, and expanded the tonal and generic possibilities of what a superhero movie could be. It took the training wheels off the MCU. It forced the universe to grow up. Without the Hydra reveal, there's no Age of Ultron as we know it. Without the paranoia and government distrust, there's no Civil War. Without the grounded political tone, the MCU might have stayed in a much safer, more predictable lane. Every time you watch a Marvel movie or show that deals with government overreach, secret organizations, or moral ambiguity, you're seeing the legacy of the Winter Soldier. It was the film that taught the audience and the heroes that you can't always trust the institutions you're meant to serve. It injected a healthy dose of reality and consequence into a world of gods and monsters. That's why it's the most important movie in the MCU. It wasn't the biggest or the flashiest, but it was the bravest. It took the biggest risk by destroying its own foundation, and in doing so, it built something much stronger, much more interesting, and much more enduring in its place. It's the film that turned a series of movies into a true, interconnected, and unpredictable universe. And that's a change that we're still feeling today. What do you think? Am I giving the Winter Soldier too much credit, or do you agree it's the secret MVP of the entire MCU? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. I'd love to hear which movie you think changed everything. Thanks so much for watching. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more content. See you next time.